But moving back into NXT because this Saturday is Halloween Havoc. Hold on, is it this Saturday? I'm gonna make sure that I'm not lying.
I
Halloween
believe it's coming up
Havoc,
October 19th.
October
No, not
October. Oh,
October
it's in
19th.
2 days.
What's today?
No, October 22nd. So I was
Yeah,
right. So Halloween Havoc
yeah.
is this Saturday live on Peacock, aka Kevin Owens' favorite word, and we have a series of some pretty interesting matches. So we're gonna go through each match and we're gonna give our predictions. So we're gonna start off Julius Creed versus Damon Kemp in an ambulance match. For those of you who are unaware, Damon Kemp was a part of the Diamond Mine. He turned on the Diamond Mine, Diamond Mine, yeah. And essentially, he's putting Julius Creed in a position as to where if he loses, his brother has to lose NXT. He has to leave NXT. So I want to know, who do you have between Julius Creed and Damon Kemp?
Were they the two that ended off NXT? Because this was the one I don't think I was actually invested in. But if I had to go with a name, just go with the name. I'm just gonna say Julius Creed
Mm,
because he's a little more likable than Dame, in my personal opinion. I didn't
mhm.
care for this feud in the video package or anything they had leading up to this. I'm gonna be
Right.
painfully honest with that one. Do you have any interest in this match? Because I surely don't.
I am interested in the cultivation and development of Damon Kemp. Reason being is because I feel like they've cultivated successfully Wesley in his own way. They've cultivated in a phenomenal way Carmelo Hayes. Um, so I want to see how they package Damon Kemp. And, great athlete, great wrestler, but I'm very, very interested in seeing his character development. But as it pertains to this match, I'm going to go with Julius Creed. I don't see them breaking up the Creed brothers. They're a great tag team that has potential to be on the main roster and do very well. So I'm going to go with Julius Creed. Now, moving on to the next match. We're going to go with Roxanne Perez versus Cora Jade in a Weapons Wild match. Who do you got, Roxanne or Cora?
I feel like Roxanne could benefit from being broken down enough. So I feel like it'd be good for Cora if she won and she broke down Roxanne to a point where she doesn't have to be a heel, but maybe she kind of reinvents herself because she still has this cutesy little girl act that she has going on. Um and not that it's a bad gimmick. I actually like her and she's a really good wrestler for someone as young as she is. But I feel like it would make more sense, especially with this whole generation of Jade thing they have going on, if they do let her continue her heel shtick and running over Roxanne until she pushes her to a point where down the line, um Roxanne does come back, reinvent it a little bit, or maybe just slightly adjusted to where she gets serious and um maybe she does come back for Cora. But I just don't see the booking how they would go further if Roxanne did win. Like I don't see what they would do with that. There's more
Mhm.
longevity with Cora than there is having Roxanne win as a babyface right now. What do you think?
I agree with you. I think that Roxanne needs a little bit more character development. I think she needs a little bit of edge to her because she is very, very innocent and adorable. What I will say though, Roxanne Perez and her technical prowess, and I said this on Twitter, Roxanne Perez and her technical prowess reminds me a lot of Deonna Purrazzo. Just being a sound technical wrestler. She reminds me of a lot like Deonna, but I still think that she needs a little bit more edge to her. I still believe that Cora Jade is going to be the one that dethrones Mandy. The irony in that is that Cora kind of has to become Mandy esque in order to beat Mandy. Um, but I think that Cora Jade is going to win. I think that Cora is going to win this match, and I think that she's going to go on to win the NXT Women's Championship, and then eventually Roxanne and Cora are going to mix it up again, but it's going to be a different Roxanne this time. But speaking of the NXT Women's Championship, Mandy Rose versus Alba Fire for the NXT Women's title. Who do you got?
Mandy, I don't think they're gonna stop this reign anytime soon. As
Mm,
much as I love Alba, I don't think I think that they think that all their money is with Mandy, and
Yeah.
honestly, I came back around to liking Mandy, and I only see more and more layers being added onto her. Um, so I feel like she's gonna win, and she's gonna branch off because I feel like right now with the group that she's in with Toxic Attraction, it does feel like Destiny's Child. Feels like she's the Beyonce of the
Yo.
group, and then I'm not trying to be rude because I actually love Gigi. JC is not bad to me, but it's just like she is the Michelle. I'm not trying to be rude, but she is
Agree.
the Michelle. But Mandy, this is all like set up. So when she does go back to the main roster, like she is a draw. She is money. So I don't see her losing to her. I agree with your take from before that this is gonna wrap around back to Cora because she's the only person I feel like they built up seriously and they're investing a lot of time, money, and effort into. So this is
Yeah.
just gonna be a long behind reign of Mandy Rose, and I'm not really mad at it because she's really improved. Like I never would have thought in a million years that I could see Mandy as like a convincing solo act, but
Hmm.
it's definitely going to get there. It has been getting there. It only makes sense that she wins. So that's just my take. What do you think?
I think that Mandy's gonna win as well. Alba Fire, I think, is great. I love that she is the same woman that she was when she was in NXT UK. She just kind of refined it and channeled it a little bit more. Um, but yeah, like I think that Mandy's gonna win. Like I think that once again, they're gonna try to make this, and they are making this probably one of the most memorable NXT Women's Championship reigns ever. Um, I think that it's when I think of NXT Women's Champions, I think of Mandy, I think of Rhea, I think of Asuka, and I think of there's one
Shayna.
Shayna. Those are the four
I
that
was
like
gonna say.
come to my mind. Huh?
No, I was just saying Shayna. Like, don't you
Oh
forget
yeah, yeah.
Shayna. It took too long for you to say Shayna.
No, yeah, I said yeah. But yeah, I think those are the four best. But I think that they're gonna make this continue to make this a memorable feud, and I think that Mandy. I think what's impressive about Mandy Rose's reign is that she's showing that she can carry a brand. She's showing that she could be the face of a brand, which I think was the issue in when she was on the main roster. It was like we have this talented woman, beautiful woman, but we don't know if she can carry a brand the way that a Charlotte or a Sasha or a Becky traditionally has. And I think that she's proven that she could do that and more. And I'm very, very eager to see her kind of pop back out on the main roster. Moving on from that, though, Apollo Crews versus Grayson Waller. I don't know if this match has a stipulation, but I think Grayson Waller. That man is super, super duper
Let's just spin the
charismatic for no.
wheel.
It's a spin the wheel. All right, cool, cool, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
Grayson Waller. I think that he's money. Very charismatic. He's hilarious in my opinion. I think he's gonna win. I think he has more of the game from this than Apollo Crews. So I think he's gonna
I agree with your take 100%. I don't particularly care for Grayson Waller. He's a little bit annoying to me, but
win.
you can see where this is all going. I
Hmm.
don't see again where you would go if Apollo Crews won. It just feels like this is just another. This is like just something to get Grayson Waller through and get him a match just on pay-per-view and build towards his character. Like it's kind of like a no-brainer that he's gonna get
Yeah.
this one.
Agreed on that. And now we're going to the North American Championship ladder match. Number one, I'm very, very excited that they're bringing this back. I was in person for the first ever NXT North American Championship ladder
Oh,
match in New Orleans. Me and Angie went. Oh my god, it was so great. It
ooh,
was it was Adam Cole, EC3, Velveteen Dream, Lars Sullivan, and I forgot who else, but god, that was a great match. But I'm glad that they're bringing back
yeah.
the five way for the title. And we got Carmelo Hayes, Wes Lee,
Mhm.
Nash Carter, Von Wagner, and Oro Mensa. And it will be those five competing. So who do you think is going to win this?
The bias in me wants to say Carmelo Hayes or Wesley. I feel like they've been slowly building Wesley on the side. I mean, I could see Carmelo Hayes winning just because it's Carmelo Hayes.
Hmm.
But I do think it'd be really awesome if Wesley. got this one, especially with all that he's been through and the way they've been presenting him on TV weekly. It seems like they want to do something with him and they just haven't yet pulled the trigger on it. And I feel like he has that it factor and I want to see more of him. I want to see him carry more gold and have a solo act. So I think that he would benefit the most out of this. If Carmelo Hayes won, I wouldn't be mad. The other names mentioned, I don't see anything interesting coming out of that reign if they
Hmm.
earned it now. But Wesley, I think it's been long overdue that he has a solo run.
I agree with you there. I think that
Mhm.
I think it's a toss up between Wesley and Nash Carter. Reason I say
Mhm.
that is because Nash had a best out of three series of matches on NXT television. I forgot the name of the guy that he was facing, but he had to get a best of three just to secure the final spot in this. So I feel like it's built his character along the way. So I can see
Yeah.
him winning, but I definitely see Wesley winning, and I see him feuding with Tony D'Angelo after this match.
Oh
And
please, I love
Tony
Tony. Oh,
and Tony is probably, and if that were to happen, Tony would win. But I definitely see Wesley winning. He's had an incredible story. I think he's been through a lot personally and professionally over the last year. And so I think that it'll be a good win for him. It'll be a good feel good moment for him. And now to the NXT championship, which I believe, sidebar, the NXT championship and the NXT women's championship should be referred to as the NXT World Women's Championship and the NXT World Championship. If you're integrating the UK, number one, the NXT title has been defended all over the world, as well as the NXT Women's Championship has been defended all over the world. And both titles now carry the legacy of the NXT UK Championship. So it's like, why not just call it a World Championship? But anyway, we have a triple threat between
no, I agree with that
Braun Breaker.
entirely.
Huh?
Hmm? No, I agree
You
with
say
your
you
take
agree?
entirely. I
Oh,
think that it's disrespectful if they didn't do that. Well, they
right.
are being disrespectful, I should say, by not doing that. But go on. My apologies.
So it's a triple threat for the NXT World Championship between Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov versus JD McDonough. Who do you think is going to take this match?
Biased in me wants to go with Braun Breaker. To be
Mm,
honest,
yeah.
I don't see what they would have done with the other two, unless you have some, you have some take on this that might make me think otherwise. I don't see Braun losing the belt until they're about ready to call him up, and I don't see them calling him up. I don't see them calling Braun Breaker up anytime soon. That unless he's gonna be involved in like war games or something, but like
Mm.
I don't see him moving from where he is right now. What do you think?
I would have to agree with you. I think that Braun is going to retain his title. I do think that it's cool though that they are putting him against a lot of UK guys because it doesn't make it seem as if NXT UK was unimportant. So like the fact that he keeps having challengers that are from the NXT UK, I think is really really dope. So I expect this to be a
Mm,
banger of a match. Um, I feel like Trent Seven is next. I feel like Trent's gonna come over and try
really?
to have a match with Braun Breaker, but I think that Braun is gonna retain his NXT championship, and I think that concludes our Halloween Havoc predictions. If you guys have any remarks on Halloween Havoc, let us know. Tell us your predictions. Tell us if you think we're lying or if we're out of our minds or whatever the case may be. But that concludes also our show.